Welcome back to Be the Trader, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. I kind of want to go over really the month of May and just how things have been going lately. I've kind of given you updates over time, every other week or so, but I want to let you guys know May was rough for me. I had some time where I was dabbling in different types of trading. The first week of May wasn't too hot. If you've been following my show, I shared that. Then I started to size down dramatically, 10 times dramatically down, and tried different types of trading. I tried longing, I tried shorting different types of moves, longing different types of moves. And if you follow me for some time, I don't long. So I can say in the first 2 weeks of doing that, I was very profitable, and it was pretty mind-blowing. I was like, holy crap, this is too good to be true. And it kind of was. It kind of was too good to be true, because the next following week, it was just loss after loss. And then the week after that, it was just break even. I was just frustrated. And I talked to Tim Grittani, talked to quite a bit of traders, but Tim Grittani, and he mentioned that why would I get rid of what I'm good at just because I had an off week, and completely get rid of it and try this new way? And I'm not sure why I did that, but I do know that I guess this whole journey, I felt like it was just too good to be true, and I found my consistent profitability. And then when I started sizing up every month, I just felt like it wasn't really real, right? Like I wasn't a trader. And then when I hit that first week of roughness, and roughness is a big word, I actually hit my max loss. Instead of, a max loss for the day, I hit it for the whole week, right? And it's so just whatever my max loss is for one day, that was divided by, how do I explain this? The whole week. So it wasn't like a week of max losses. It was just 1 week equated to 1 day of max loss. There you go. So I did that, and it just really was, I was bummed out. And I saw these other traders, and that's the other thing. I kind of got influenced, not by anyone I don't like, right? It's people I respect. And it just kind of got part of me. I started to see people trading all these other ways, making money. And you know how I preach about I ignore chat rooms, which I do. But I've been part of a different couple of discords here and there, and built some friendships, and one thing led to another. And I was like, let me try this. Let me try that. And completely got rid of what I was good at. That sucked. So the whole month of May, that's what I did, and it was break even for the whole month, which is a good thing. It's better than going backwards. Granted, I did lose some because of commissions, but other than that, it was break even in terms of P&L and what I was trading. So I got lost, and that leads me to, I kind of got lost in not really knowing if I could trade. I was questioning myself, thinking, can I even trade the old way I used to trade? Do I even know what that's like anymore? And of course I know what that's like, right? But I got to get that confidence back. And so this week, really just a couple of days, I went back to my style of trading, and I took away things that I liked from the other styles that I was practicing. Granted, I made more money long than I've ever made before last month, because I started off the month red and then ended up break even, a little green, whatever. But as I mentioned, the commissions. But at the end of the day, I learned some things. And so I'm taking what I learned, what I liked, and what I didn't like, and carrying that with me forward. Now, going to my own strategies, I went back and pulled up all of my trades in TraderView. And because I stopped tagging the actual trades, like tagging this is, this type of setup, this is this type of setup. Because I stopped doing that, I actually had to click on every single trade and see what I did and see what the setup was, and just remind myself over and over, this is what this looks like. This is what this looks like. And I did that every day, the past 2 days straight. And it's helped a lot. It's helped me get my confidence back. Okay, I understand what I used to do, how I used to trade. And today I did that. I only had one trade today, and it actually did really well. And the ticker doesn't matter, and how I traded doesn't matter. But what is important is the process that I took, or that I did, to get back to where I want to be, right? And I'm not there yet, because I still feel iffy about one of my other setups I was really good at. It's just I feel like I could be better at it now. And so I started tracking it, and I actually started journaling again with Evernote, which is something from, shout out to a buddy of mine, Carl, who's also a trader. He uses this religiously, and it's super easy to track your setups. It's super easy to track your emotions, everything. It's all in one, and you can open it on your phone everywhere. But I started to track other setups instead of trading them, just tracking them on there as well. And that's something from Tim Bertani when I was talking to him just the other day. He was like, why don't you just trade your way, but track those new setups and don't use money, or if you do, real small. And I think I'm just going to track them without using money, because at the end of the day, it does affect me. Even with my setups, like if I'm trading something I'm not good at just for fun or trying to get good at it, and then I see my setup, maybe I don't take it because I took a couple of losses here. So I'm just going to track it. Because tracking over time, you'll start to get confidence because you'll see it over and over and over again and figure out why it works. So that's what I'm doing right now, tracking. Now, a couple of things I want to share is I had a question on Twitter the other day about breakthrough moments or aha moments. And I've had quite a few because I've been trading for some time, right? And the number one, I think I have five different moments where it was like really a breakthrough for me. One of those was sticking to my plan. And I know you hear that in every freaking post that you see on social media, stick to your plan, stick to your plan. But man, I cannot mean this enough. Stick to your plan. I don't care. And the hardest part of sticking to your plan is, you stick to your plan, not someone else's plan, right? Don't create a plan and then ask your buddy what he's doing and then change your plan because he says something that makes you think differently, right? There's times where I'm short a setup and then one of my buddies is long it, and I made money and he made money, right? And there's times where I lose and he wins, or vice versa. But you need to stick to your plan. I think what's very important is when I started to get away from my setups again out of nowhere and then started to kind of try this new way, I was talking to this other trader on a regular basis, and I kind of started to lose confidence in who I am as a trader and started to feel like I was more so relying, not that he was ever telling me what to do or anything, but it was like I felt like I couldn't do anything unless I was validated. And I know, and if he listens to this, he knows it's not negative, it's just more of, it's very good to be by yourself and trade and make sure that you stick to your plan, because if you do, you will build confidence in a couple of ways. Even if you lose, you'll build confidence that you can stick to a plan, right? So when you find a winning setup, then you will be successful because you can stick to the plan, right? Because if you get a good setup and you don't stick to it and you just get shaken out, you're not going to be consistent. Or if you just take a small loss, paper cut here and there because you get out too soon, or you take baby profits, you're not going to be consistent. The other thing is sticking to your plan is you build that confidence in your setup, right? Over time, the more you do it, the longer you do it for, and the more you stick to the plan, the hopefully in the long run, you'll have more profits to show for it. Because you'll make your 3R or your 2R, whatever your setup does for you. But you're not going to sit there, make 1R here, lose 1R there. Make 1R here, lose 0.5 here. And that gets me down to something that is cutting your losses only when the chart says you're wrong, right? That is something that really is really going to help you, and it helped me a ton. It was an aha moment for me to make sure that I keep my profits, right? But not only that, but also that I can minimize my losses. I always know what my losses are going to be for the most part, because there's sometimes, if you've been trading long enough, there's slippage involved. And sometimes if there's a huge runner or there's something that's just squeezing, you might have some slippage here and there. That's okay. It's going to be expected. It's going to be part of the process. No matter who you are throughout your entire trading career, you will get slippage. But cutting your losses when you're wrong not only makes you money, because you don't cut, right, until you're wrong. And then if you're not wrong and it goes your direction, you make money. But it's also, you're showing yourself that you're sticking to your plan and you're not cutting it prematurely. And you're also cutting it when you are wrong on the chart, right? So if you have a resistance level that you are using as your risk and it cuts through, there's no need for you to think, let me give it a little bit more room, right? If you give it a little bit more room, you and I both know that it's because, well, either A, you picked the wrong risk level, right? And you sized in inappropriately, and that's why you're uncomfortable. Or B, you don't want to be proven wrong, right? I mean, and at the end of the day, that's what it is. And so pick a risk and stick to it. And when that risk is hit, get out. And the whole idea, I mean, there's different ideas of risk. People think of trampoline, like it's a little, it's like a little trampoline, a little over, right? Okay, you can think that way, it's fine. There's different ways to trampoline, and there's hard risk. At the end of the day, whether you're the trampoline kind of person, you still have a level where that trampoline snaps. That's really the risk. So there's a lot of people teaching out there who say, oh, I'm risking this, but you'll notice that they don't get out when it goes under, and then you get out because you're learning from them, and then it spikes, and they're like, oh, I just made profits. That's because the real risk is that trampoline, and it's an actual level underneath where the trampoline snaps. Where that is, I don't freaking know. It all depends on that setup and for that person trading. But at the end of the day, if you know you're going to give it some wiggle room, size in for that, right? And only cut it when you're wrong. And when you're wrong is proven by the chart. So a chart that's broken versus a chart that's intact. If you don't know what that looks like, keep trading, keep taking snapshots of charts. If you want, I mean, hopefully I don't regret saying this, but you can send them to me and ask me, is this broken or is this not? After, not while you're trying to trade, but like at the end of the day, maybe I get to you and I can help you out there. But at the end of the day, it's you'll see it clear as day. If you put up a big chart, do a 30-minute chart, multiple days, or just one chart really for the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute for the day, and you'll see when it's broken. And so just practice doing that, and eventually you'll know when you're wrong, right? Whether you're long or short. The other thing is taking profits at my profit target. That helped me a ton. And shout out to a couple of people, Brian Lee, especially after I interviewed him. He, a lot of people influenced me in good and bad ways, right? And Brian Lee actually helped me when it comes to not like, hey, this is what you should do, this is what you should do. It's more like just watching him in terms of how he posts on Twitter, when I talk to him on the show and outside the show, he's always just holding until his profit is hit, which some people like that, some people don't. But what I will say is you got to respect someone who can stick to their profit target. Because if you can stick to your profit target, then it makes trading worth it. I mean, if you're taking a loss here and there and you're taking baby profits, you're not going to be a profitable trader. It's just not going to happen. But if you wait till your profit target, which can be very uncomfortable, you will be successful. When I did that, I was already consistently profitable. But when I stuck to my profit targets, my profits really jumped. And you don't even have to be right that much. I think on a 35% win rate, if you have 3-1, I think it might be 28 point something weird like that. But if you have a 3-1 risk reward, you're going to be a profitable trader. But it's tough, I know, because you're going to be up, 2-1, 1-1, and you want to take profits. Try not to. And if you do, maybe to help you itch that little profit taking itch, right? Maybe take a quarter off and then have a rule that once you take a quarter off, you got to hold the rest to either either right to your profit target or really freaking close. And if you do that over time, you'll build confidence and you will see success. Another moment for me was being okay with not trading for the day. Now, I was really good, and I am really good at not trading when there's no setup. In fact, I'm really good at it to where people are like, damn, you didn't trade for the day? Like I get that a lot from a lot of the people I interview, from a lot of the people that I talk to, other traders out in the world on Twitter. They're just like, man, I traded this and this, and you didn't trade today? And to each his own, right? I let that influence me. That's what really influenced me last month. And there's some traders who trade every day. But at the end of the day, they're making, 2R, 3R, 8R. It doesn't matter, but I tried it, and for me, it's just not me. It's exhausting. I came into trading for one reason, to have freedom. And whether it's for you or not, I love trading. It's why I do the show. It's why I trade. I freaking love it. But I also love to be able to be done by 10:30, right? Or at least be in my position at the end of the day by 10:30 and let it sit and let it go. I like that. And, at the end of the day, if you're okay with not taking a trade too, like waiting for your setup, you'll notice I ask a lot of questions during my interviews. I like them to be very organic. But you also notice I do ask some similar questions. And one of those is, are you okay with not trading for the day? Because somehow that comes up when they're like, I'll just wait for my setup. But then when I ask them that, some of them will say, well, I'll trade every day. And it's because they're not comfortable waiting. They're addicted. And they admit it. I mean, we all are. That's why we're traders. But when they trade it, they're trading super small. One interview I just did, which should be going live probably after this show, is Phil Godeker, and he's a great trader, really good trader. And he even told me when he's trading something he's not used to, he sizes down 10 times as his normal size. That's a lot. And so he's not expecting to make money. He actually expects to lose, but he can't help himself, so he trades that way. And then when he trades his setups, he's trading 10 times the size, right? Which is normal to him. And so if you're not comfortable not trading at all, do something like that, paper trade, or don't trade. And I promise you, my goal today was to only trade my setups. That's it. And I only had one trade today, the entire day, and just one ticker. And I was very happy with that. And it actually had a 3-hour day, so I'm really happy with that. But all I'm saying is there's going to be days, especially for me, when I'm going back to my old style of trading that found me success, that made me profitable, that keeps me profitable. It's going to be days where I don't trade. And there's going to be days, it may happen every day, every other day, maybe once a week, but I just got to be okay with that. And if you're okay with that and you find your one setup, you're going to find success because you're only going to attack when you know there's a high odds that you're going to be right. And the last one is ignoring everyone. Ignoring. This just is because it happened to me, right? Not ignoring, you can build friends, but try to get away from oh, how was your day today in trading? And if they always say, oh, it was great, I ended green the other day. Does that really matter? Some people are going to say, yeah, of course that matters. And it doesn't. No, I beg to say, who gives two shits whether you are green today or green or red? I don't give two shits. You know why? Because what matters is, are you consistently profitable for months, right? Because you can be green every day and then have 2-3 red days, now you're red on the month, right? And at the end of the day, everyone trades different. So if you know you're still trying to find your consistency and you know that bothers you, don't ask those questions, right? That's the other side of it. You got to take responsibility too. You can't just ask that question and then get upset when they say that, right? And so a lot of my friends know that if we talk trading, it's more of, I traded well today. I traded well today because I stuck to my plan, stuck to my rules. It doesn't matter if I don't expect them to say I was up today, I was down, I'm green, I'm red. I don't care. All I care about is, did you stick to your plan? Did you stick to your rules? Because that's all that matters. You do that over time, you will be profitable. So I hope this helps answer some of those questions out there. I appreciate you guys staying in contact on Twitter, watching the show on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube right now, make sure to subscribe, hit that thumbs up, comment below. I appreciate it. I always like to interact with everyone. And for everyone out there, thank you guys so much for sticking with me and being part of my show. I really appreciate it. You guys take care.